Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake It's Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. If you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe. Head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the Thursday podcast. Also, make sure to follow me on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays, and follow me on all the other social medias, and head on over to cdsthebook.com to pick up your very own copy of Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations written by yours truly. So, how the fuck are y'all? I have been in full just gotta get it done mode today. Hence why the hair is all styled and like crispy and crunchy. I've had several business meetings, or not business meetings, but several very important meetings that I had to attend to today, and I have a whole list of people that I have had to make phone calls to, and getting this person to talk to this person because this person needs information, and this person over here doesn't want to get the information, and this person right here is demanding that this person have the information, and because they're not talking, I have to get the information from this person and kind of like split it between the two. And like showing up for appointments and like having to do one-on-ones, feeling very like just all over the goddamn place right now. So if you go to the blog hellocupcakeitsme.com, you will read my like squirrel brain diarrhea typing that I was just like, I need to get this all out. I'm feeling pulled 14 different directions, and like I'm in the undertow of all of this. Like life is moving two different directions, and I'm just stuck right there, just swirling around, barely catching my breath from time to time, and just like the rest of me is just warming their hands by this symbolic dumpster fire. Still got the cough. Gotta love that. And just so much bullshit. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, is just like, fuck. Jesus be a shot of tequila because I need that salvation right now. And I have a whole bottle of Jose Cuervo Platinum that I'm really eyeballing. And I'm not an alcoholic or a drinker anymore. Used to be a really heavy drinker back in my 20s. Like, it was uncommon not to see me with something in my hand, be it like marijuana pipe or be it like a drink of some sort. There was always alcohol in my hand, basically. That's what you do when you're in college and in your 20s, right? You drink and you party. Well, I drank and I partied. And I drank and I partied hard from 15, 16, all the way up until I was 20. No, probably until I was about, 27 to 30, somewhere right in that time period. So I would close out bars. I would go to work a fucking 8-hour day, sometimes longer, and take my clothes out of the trunk of my car, hit them with some Febreze because, they were sitting out in a hot ass car all day, and change in the bathroom, walk out, clock off, and take my deposit and all my nightly bullshit that I had to do and drop it off where it had to go. And then I went straight from the bank and the depository where I had to take stuff straight to grab some food, and then went to the bar. And then I would be at the bar from like 7 or 8 o'clock at night until about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then I have to drive 60 miles one direction to get like 15 minutes of sleep, and then hop back in my car at at 6 o'clock in the morning so that I could be to work by 7 to open at 8. So yeah, that was my 20s. And part of my 20s, I was also working 6 different jobs at the time. So that was fun too. Answering the phone, we'll use this for an example. Like I'm working at Ross, never worked at Ross, but working at Ross and saying, hello, Petco. Never worked at Petco. Did work at a pet store, but not Petco. And I'm not even sure if that pet store is still open. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, at one time, I was working for Bath and Body Works, the Disney store, Walmart, Pizza Hut, a Passion Party. I was a Passion Party's sales representative. I didn't work for Passion Parties. Ours was called Just for Fun, and they're not in business anymore. But I was a Passion Party consultant, and I had 2 phone operator jobs, and I feel like I'm missing something, but yeah. So I worked my ass off. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Where was I going with all this? Oh, so anyways, I just feel like I am running on endorphins and spite right now. Just so much going on. And I'm sorry that I'm being very vague about what exactly is going on. But I don't feel like sharing that all of what's going on with me right now, just because I don't feel that I am in a place to properly explain it all. But it's nothing nefarious, and it will be seriously life altering if things go to plan. And yeah. So during this time period also, I have sparked my literary interests, or like passion projects, I should say, at this point. So I've been, and I think I talked about this last week also, but I'm just going to go ahead and recap right now because, well, my brain is running 200 miles a minute and 5 of my personalities are sitting in the corner rocking and crying. But I started working on Carpe Diem Vita, which is the second book to Carpe Diem Scroto. And I'm kind of like at an impasse right now. I got to figure out what I want, like the next step for this book to be, because the first 30 something pages is very clinical, very sterile, very just, everything that Carpe Diem isn't, or Carpe Diem Scroto isn't, that's what Carpe Diem Vita is, at least to start off. So I think I'm going to do like this little kickball chain and change the overall tone of it and make it more like one-on-one personable, and just trying to take it in a direction that feels more like you're talking to a friend or you're getting friendly advice versus like a mental health professional or like a medical professional telling you you need to do XYZ or whatever. I'm not a medical professional, and I'm not really a mental health professional. I am a certified peer counselor, but that doesn't give me licensure to work as a mental health counselor. I'm a mental health provider, but the wording and the legalese gets really like shitty and messed up. Uh, that's Tuesday the 16th. Sorry, just something in my head. One of the personalities in my head's like, hey, you got something coming up. And I'm like, oh shit. So, yeah, you got to witness a DID moment right there. Anyways, here we are. Okay, so been working on my books plural. I started the basis of a brand new book the other day just because it was making my brain itch, and I'm like, I need to get this written down. If I do nothing else, just get the freaking, like, whatever is coming to mind, get that down, make sense of it later, format it later, just let your fingers type, go into that automatic writing mode, which is basically what I did with Carpe Diem Scroto. And then I have several short stories that I need to turn into one book, kind of like a Reader's Digest situation. Like you read 15 pages and then that's one story. You read another 20 pages, that's one story. So I got like 7 of those that I'm going to make into a compendium of short stories. And then I have another novel that I'm working on that is a supernatural vampire, and that takes place in Seattle. And I gotta work on that. But the newer book that I'm working on right now is mental health based, and it is combining spirituality with mental health, and not like, I make the disclaimer in the book several times. This book is not to remove current, like, tried and true modalities, and is not to replace doctors or professionals treatment plan or whatever. This is literally just to kind of help you with your spirituality and your mental health, and kind of reconnecting yourself to your higher power in that like spiritual sense. So kind of excited for that one. The very first step that I did, typically the very first step I do whenever I am writing a story or a book or whatever else, is that I will create the book cover first, and then I will go into the story. These last couple of times, it was story first and then book cover second. And I have to say, I'm getting pretty good at designing book covers, and I think that Carpe Diem Vita is an amazing book cover, and it's similar to Carpe Diem Scroto in the color scheme, just different graphics and things like that. So really kind of loving how that's turning out right now. And then the new mental health book on top of that one that I just started writing. It's not a book color that would normally be utilized, but using color theory and like symbology, I think gives it that air of like calming, grounding, stability, strength, or whatever else. So um, with Carpe Diem, I chose this like blue gradient because that blue automatically pulls you into like it's a cooling color, so it usually makes you feel nice and light and airy and calm. Where like if you have an excitable color like orange, that usually just like makes you feel a little bit more hyperactive or whatever else. Color theory is a huge marketing ploy and something that I learned decades ago in college, like, you know, the psychology behind colors. So that's why you will see certain things like if it's talking about money or finances, there will be green in the font or in the background or something like that. If you are talking about like um, studying or anything like that, sometimes there will be yellow or um, just like colors that coordinate with those kind of feelings of like learning, education, studying, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I don't know why I felt it necessary to go on that little tangent, but here we are. So, yeah, I'm still making jewelry. So there's that. Um, my newest piece is very, I call it, it's kind of like this fun, tacky little bit of gothic inspired, like, yeah, it looks very costume, very Halloween, very whatever. And I wear this with a solid black t-shirt, so the red really pops on it, and those are my favorite colors, black and red, as you can tell right here. I have a black watch band and my white and my red watch band, so it goes black, red, black. But don't know why I love those colors so much. I just do, and they work for me. So yeah. Uh, had a little bit of a scare with my PlayStation the other night. I was playing the Avengers and getting really into the game. I'm like, yeah, let's do this, let's do this. And I got a disk read error. I'm like, oh, okay, I have this. I've had those before, not a problem. Um, Go to eject the disk. The disk won't come out, and the little ejection icon is just flashing. I'm like, huh, okay. So let's go ahead and power this down and turn it back on. So I did a reset, went and removed the disk, flashed an icon. I was like, the fuck? And I did a reset the system again, turned it back on. I was like, okay, well, maybe let's just go back into it and try to play. No disk available. Insert disk. No. What? So, did a quick Google search and I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be complicated, isn't it? Because they were talking about like having to unscrew it and take this and that and blah, 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 hooda, hooda. And like, I was just like, no, just no. I don't want to have to work on my goddamn PlayStation. One, I don't have the money. Two, I don't have the technical know how. And three, just no. No, no, no. I don't want to do any of that. So that was fun. Thankfully, I unplugged it, took it off the power charger for a few minutes, plugged it back in, and hit the eject button as it was powering up, and it spit the disc out. I was like, oh my god, thank you. So I have not played my Avengers game since that took place. I'm just like, okay, we're going to close you up, put you back on the shelf. That really sucks because I really wanted to play that Avengers game after playing the Spider-Man games. Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. And then prior to that, playing Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. And so I did Fallen Order first, Survivor, Spider-Man, Spider-Man Morales. And those are four of the most amazing games that... Oh, and Second Son before all of that. So five amazing games. So I was really looking forward to the Avengers because you got to play as each individual character of the Avengers. Black Widow was the hardest for me. I kept she's so quick and agile, and just you think you're jumping this direction and you're jumping that direction. It's like, son of a bitch. But yeah, so right now I'm playing Werewolf Apocalypse Earthblood, and kind of a interesting storytelling game. Takes place in the woods of Washington in the near distant future. There's this evil corporation called Enron or some shit like that that's like killing werewolves and cutting down the forest, and the werewolves are like connected to the spirit Gaia, and just you can shapeshift into a wolf or into a... You can go from a human to a wolf to a werewolf, and there's all these caveats and skill trees and shit that you got to develop, and you're following this storyline that's not the best but not the worst, and the graphics are mediocre in my opinion. They're like PlayStation 3 graphics, not quite PS2 but not quite PS3. Like, they're not up to the level of PS4, but it was super cheap when I picked it up. I think I paid less than $10 for it, including shipping, and so I'm happy with it. Yeah, and then but I'm not playing that. I'm just playing games on my Nintendo Switch or watching TV on my tablet, and not doing any of the shit that I need to do, like get out and walk. I know I keep saying that. I'm really upset with myself because, like I said, all of my progress has been thwarted. And, it's beautiful out right now. It's 63 degrees. And when I was out earlier, it was like kind of chilly in the air. So it was like warm if the breeze wasn't going, but like that level of just, this would be good walking weather. And I didn't do that. And I'm probably not going to do that. Next week, however, I have a bunch of free time. And so I'm going to try to do a cold plunge on Tuesday. And maybe Monday, but definitely Tuesday. Monday, I'm going to the movies with my niece, and I'm really excited about that. There's two movies coming out Monday that I really, 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 really want to see. One of them I'm going to go see with my niece. The other one is the Mandalorian movie, and I really want to see that. Actually, it comes out on the 22nd, which is Friday. No, today's the 20th. So Friday, yeah. So I might try to get a friend to go with me to that. My finances are very tight right now, like virgin butthole tight. Like, anyways, so we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna let you guys go. I could sit here and continue to ramble for another 45 minutes, but I'm not going to do that to you. So if you've watched this far, thank you so very much. And tune into the podcast tomorrow, podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com, or just say to your smart speaker, listen to Hello Cupcake Its Me, a podcast. And no matter where you get your podcast from, if it's Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever, it should pop up. And yeah, until then, I will talk to you later. Remember, you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. In a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. And yeah, have a great week. And talk to you on Saturday. Bye, guys.